Welcome everyone to Weekend Escapades. Today we are in Modena, Utah, and right behind me you can see the town. We've been here before, but as old as the buildings are here, you never know what can change. The old railroad water tower off in the distance, and right about mid-frame out there in the distance also is the hotel. And that place is getting more weathered by the day. A little warm today, and I'm also wearing a hat that I just got because the last one, straw hats don't last that long, especially when you're traveling. And my last one kind of got crushed. Come along and join us as we experience some ghost town fun. So right here in front of the old water tower, Modena came into existence right around 1899, a railroading town. As you can tell here, this is the water tower that they would have had the water to put inside the trains as they came through here. These were steam locomotives. There's a few old buildings out here in front. I'll see if I can share a photo with you of this building. If I'm not mistaken, there was a couple of old trucks that were in front of this building from back in the day. And those are from like the Utah Historical Society. There's some great photos. So a few of the photos that we share are from the Utah Historical Society, as they have some original photos. Kind of tough to find in some of these towns. This town did not have electricity until the 1940s. So this really was an old west town with steam engines coming through it, and of course people riding horseback. Way out here in the middle of nowhere, and over those hills in the distance is where you'll find State Line Ghost Town. And we're going to go there again. We went there about a year and a half, as we were here about a year and a half ago. But State Line has a lot of buildings that still exist, but there's an old storefront and things out there as well. Right here, this was full of owls, huge owls, last time we were here. So we're going to walk around and see if there's any here. Well, this looks like it has some water coming out of it or something, but that doesn't look that old. That would have been aged a little more in the sun if it wasn't more recent. Well, this side over here is where we saw the owls. But I'll tell you what, I don't see them right now. I think it's the wrong time of the year for them to be nesting up there. Wait a minute. No. No owls today. Just a giant water tower. A lot of footings and things here where they had water. Of course, when it's a area when you have a tremendous amount of trains coming through on a daily basis, very necessary. Now, the main reason we love the old ghost towns is because is what's left. The older they get, the more kind of disappears, decays, falls apart. And I like this one. I don't know why, but I really have a liking for this town because of the old hotel, I think, and the old buildings that are here. I love giant water towers and old railroad history. But one thing for sure is we try to come back every year and a half or so to see if anything's fallen down or what's changed in the area. So let's go experience the rest of this amazing little town. All right, so super exciting for us because this old hotel is still standing. Looks like it's almost unchanged from the last time we were here. This thing is just taking a beating. The heat in the summertime and the winter and the snow that is here. Oh my gosh, but it still looks the same. Maybe a few boards have fallen off. I'm gonna see if I can get that camera in there and see how the inside's looking. So Modena really existed because water was found at nearby desert springs, and it made a natural location for a stop to refill steam engines here. And recognizing that Modena was the closest rail hub to St. George and Pioche, Nevada, we were very familiar with that. I'll put up a link to that video. And other towns in southern Utah and Nevada. So this was a hot spot to go ahead and make sure that these steam engine trains had water. It's right there. This is just about 100 feet off the tracks for sure. Let's take a look inside here. That's quite the step in front. Well, there it is. The old bed springs in every ghost town. Well, I said in every ghost town video, they're always somewhere. Nobody wants to remove them, they just leave them laying there. Radiator heater kept this place warm. And the whole place is made with old lath and plaster. You can see the walkway. It was cement, of course, and then they had steps coming up made out of wood to get on the platform, but all windows is what this was. They've got it boarded up now, but that last door that I was looking in, or window that I was looking in, was sealed up last time. Now it's just wide open. Just literally looks like it's going to fall down. Now there was a store here as well. And these are probably the shelves and the cabinetry. This is where the store was. Oh, as luck would have it. Kind of startling. Well, here comes the train. Now, Modena became extremely popular for livestock. And in 1908, I think it was May of 1908, in 1 week it is said that they sheared 140,000 sheep. Now, these towns sit here vacant like this. Well, there's a few people here. I mean, there may be 20 people living here, if that. And some probably not even full time. But it's the history like that, 140,000 sheep. The activity that must have happened in this old West town. This is how old Western movies were made. I mean, look at that building. And look at the hotel. You can just imagine people pulling up here on horseback or in a wagon. And then just, you know, throwing the reins over a hitching post. And coming in for an ice cold beverage. Maybe not even ice cold back then. Probably just a shot of whiskey. Look at this. Now this door is busted open now. Before, it was sealed off. You couldn't come in. Look at it now. I'm inside the building. Probably shouldn't be. Only a couple steps. See where the wood stove would have been hooked up over there. Now, no explanation needed. Another old bed spring. Look at that floor. Somebody went to all the trouble to put that tongue and groove wood in there. And now look at it. Cloth on the walls to stop the wind and kind of insulate it. It's like a haunted house in here now. Look at that ceiling. There's some kind of a beauty in these old buildings. Now you know one day this is going to come down. Look at this wall. That's not the camera doing that. That is literally the angle of that wall. And the chimney is just, that's probably what's doing it. The weight of the chimney up there has fallen down and it's putting weight on it and pulling the sidewall in. There's another chimney. That's probably for the wood stove. And then maybe they went to oil at one point, and there's another chimney back here. That chimney is definitely weighing that thing down. Doesn't that just look like the awning from a old West movie? You could just see that old cowboy walking up there with his spurs and the horse in the back. And this was definitely a building here. Probably kept storage. You can see it was built out of lodge pole. Just falling down. So all these buildings were kind of storage, or maybe the old garage. I think that metal one might have been a garage. Just get around to the front of it. You can see that would have been the front of that building. There's even a doorway out of tin. This is, to me, one of the my favorites. As I had said before, I just can't get over it. Looking at what once was a beautiful hotel, I imagine, on the stop when you were coming in on the train or riding horseback or coming down from the mines up in State Line, where they were mining up there. Being able to stay in a place like this and get probably a hot bath and some good times and some music. A little general store here as well. And no electricity to 1940, and that was probably part of it right there. Side of that wall. There's beauty in these old buildings. One day they'll be down, and that's why I like to document them for sure. So the railroad that came through here was called the San Pedro, Los Angeles and Salt Lake Railroad in 1901. And later the Union Pacific. That was extended from Milford, as we've put up a video on Milford. I'll try to put that on the as a link as well. And that went to the Nevada state line. And that's why it was very important, because this again was where the water was found. And this little town sits so tranquil here. Even though there's a few people living here, there is literally just a dog barking. About every 5 minutes you'll hear a barking dog, but that is it. You can see right up on the building, it still says Lund and Company right up there. Lund and Company, merchandise and hotel. I'm going to get back up here. Like last time, for some reason I could not autofocus on this. Back wall details, door going through there. The old moldings are still up around the doorways. We'll look back through this door and zoom in. That's definitely the roof coming down. In the back, you can see where that's falling through. So it's the upstairs ceiling in the other room. This one's still holding with all the shelving and merchandising area. Just looking through that little hole there where they haven't boarded it up. Obviously a doorway. The old hinges are still hanging on. Well, you can sure see that wall bowing right there. That's not a good sign. I don't remember it bowing that much last time we were here. I'm standing here filming the old school, and look what's in the planter in the front. Another old bed spring set right there, every time. Now this is kind of the side of the school. Look at the block this was built out of. Massive block. So impressed. I mean, now everything has to be uniform, brick and in block, all have to be perfect rectangles or squares. Not this. Here's the old school equipment they still have hanging in the back. And I think that out there is an old tetherball pole with the chain still hanging on it and a swivel on the top.
And this old foundation is what's left of the community center. They used to hold all the town meetings and local dances right here.
Love the old block work. a lot of old houses over that direction too. We'll see if I can film those a little bit, but you can't really get in them. They're on private property. And across the street where I was filming, you used to be able to get on there, but now it's private property, and people put like tiny homes back there. They're probably just coming here and camping. A lot of people come up here and side by side up around State Line Ghost Town. So Modena does not disappoint for sure. Cat that just ran out in front of me scared me. My gosh. Look at this. We all know what that is. Another one right there. I wish I could get up on that porch and look inside, but there's just no way. It's like a booby trap. There's the old kitchen area. Some boots up there. Cabinets. It just smells old inside. Stacks of newspaper. Again, some Old West beauty.
And that's going to do it for today from Modena, Utah. I guess you could call it a living ghost town, as there's still a few residents living here. And until the next adventure, goodbye from Weekend Escapades. We'll see you in the next one. Hey, there's an old locomotive.